Alright YouTubers, how are you? It's Manlykefresh here again with another WWE prediction video. If any of you saw my last month's prediction for the Royal Rumble, you'll discover that majority of my predictions went sour. I think everyone was throwing a curveball with that Royal Rumble, to be honest. I expected Ronda Rousey to interfere in Becky Lynch's match with the Royal Rumble. She lost cleanly to Asuka, who I'm surprised is not on this card, might I say. Asuka is not on this Elimination Chamber card. I don't think Asuka's even been seen since Royal Rumble. Don't hold me to that. I haven't really followed Smackdown since Royal Rumble, but I don't think Asuka has actually been on Smackdown with the Smackdown Women's Championship since she defeated Becky Lynch. And speaking of Becky Lynch then went on to take over Lana's role in the Royal Rumble match and won it. Okay, despite the controversy that's happening with Becky Lynch over on Raw with the Raw Women's Championship for WrestleMania. On top of that, now there is once again no Brock Lesnar for this match, this month's pay-per-view, which doesn't surprise me because Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. He comes and goes with that Universal Championship like it's nothing. So let's make the predictions for the matches that are on the card, and I'm going to give you my views on what could happen, the scenario in each match, and who I think will win.
So guys, without any delay, let me give you what I think will happen at this year's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So first match I think, or even the pre-show match this could be, would be the Cruiserweight Championship. Defending champion Buddy Murphy against Akira Tozawa. It's going to be a typical high-flying match. Akira's going to come and go ha 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 as he always does, but I think Murphy will win this. It's probably going to be one of those matches that's going to whet the appetite of the pay-per-view, really. The opening bout, just to get people in the mood for what's coming up. It's going to be a good match, but it's not going to be much story behind it. Buddy Murphy will win clean, but Akira Tozawa will give him a good match. So yeah, Buddy Murphy to win and retain his championship. So my next prediction will be the handicap match with the Intercontinental Champion Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush defending against the Demon King Finn Balor. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm really disappointed with this match. Not because of the fact that it's two great athletes against each other, it's because of where they are on the card and what they're fighting for. I mean, this time last month, Finn Balor was fighting the Beast, Brock Lesnar, for the Universal Championship, and now he's down the card fighting Bobby Lashley for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the Intercontinental Championship is not valuable, it's not prestigious or nothing, but I just feel WWE is not utilising Bobby Lashley or Finn Balor to the greatest potential that they should be. And to add Lio Rush to the mix just proves that WWE has no faith in Lashley. They just want to make Bobby Lashley look like a cheap wrestler, when he really is a really good wrestler. He might not be good on the mic, but he has the mouthpiece in Lio Rush, and they should leave it that way. Let Bobby Lashley's matches do the talking. But apart from that, because of these two, and I like these two, I don't really want these two to really beat each other. So if I could call this a no contest, I would. What I think might happen will be, somewhere down the line, I think in that match, they're going to have a good match, but I think Finn Balor might win the match, but somehow I don't think he'll win the IC title. I think somehow they're going to find a way to keep Bobby Lashley as the reigning Intercontinental Champion, but I feel like Finn Balor will win, I don't know, either by forfeit or I don't know. I just have a feeling that Finn Balor will win this match, but he will not walk out with the Intercontinental Champion. So my prediction would be Finn Balor to win the match, but somehow Lashley retains. Don't hold me to that. That's how I feel. I feel like if either man should lose this match, neither man will benefit. Finn will not. It's not going to benefit winning against Bobby Lashley, but he could do with the IC title. But at the same time, I think Bobby Lashley could carry the title a bit longer, go into WrestleMania, take the Intercontinental Champion to another level with someone else, and Finn Balor hopefully will get a main event soon. I just pray I don't see any of these two at WrestleMania in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, because they both are too good for that. That's my prediction. Right, my next prediction is going to be for the Smackdown Tag Team Championship match, which is going to be The Miz and Shane McMahon. The Miz and Shane McMahon, you know, can you imagine? Versus the Usos. I'm sorry if any Shane McMahon or Miz fans out there. Don't get me wrong, I like The Miz, I like Shane McMahon, but I want people to understand something. The reason why I've just titled that is Shane McMahon and The Miz is a very unbelievable team. They're not believable. Shane McMahon, ladies and gentlemen, is a 51-year-old man. 51. He's older than Triple H. Just bear that in mind. The man is older than Triple H, and yes, Shane McMahon is very, very talented for his age. The man did a shooting star press, for God's sake, on the bar one time. I think it was Sheamus he pinned for the win at the Royal Rumble. But nevertheless, you know, this team shouldn't really be happening. There are other more deserving teams on SmackDown that could be SmackDown champions right now, and the fact that they're feeding the Usos, that's correct, I said it, they're feeding the Usos to Shane McMahon and The Miz at the Elimination Chamber just makes me absolutely sick. You know, The Miz, who really should be in a much higher position, The Miz has proved that he is WWE Championship material, is now being paired with a part-time Shane McMahon just for the sake of just pairing up a tag team. Doesn't make sense to me, but nevertheless, I predict for this match, Shane McMahon is going to do another very impressive shooting star press on one of the Usos, and then once he's done his shooting star press, they're going to take the win, cementing their status as a legitimate tag team, as WWE is going to try and call it, and then they're going to go to WrestleMania and probably fight another team where hopefully this team of Miz and Shane McMahon will implode, because realistically, I'm not really a fan of it. But yeah, my prediction for the Elimination Chamber is that the Usos are going to lose cleanly to The Miz and Shane McMahon, and Shane McMahon and The Miz are going to go on to WrestleMania and defend the titles against somebody else. And speaking of feeding, we have Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion, defending her championship against 1/3 of the Riot Squad, Ruby Riot, and I said feeding. That's exactly what this match is. This is a squash match. You see, I can't help but show my disdain for this pay-per-view, and I'm sorry if this has become like a Rampage video as opposed to a prediction video, but I'm just going to say how it is. This is just another match that they've put together just to bury another talent to Ronda Rousey, so then Ronda Rousey can probably lose to Charlotte Flair, or hopefully they'll re-put Becky Lynch in that match at WrestleMania. But yeah, this match is just a squash match. I predict it's going to happen is a couple of weeks ago, if you remember, Ronda Rousey single-handedly dominated the entire Riot Squad. She took out Sarah Lohan and Liv, Sarah, whatever her name is, can't remember now. Sarah and Liv. She took them both out on her own in two respective matches. Ruby Riott was about to take her on. Ruby Riott fought twice and thought, yeah, I'm going to get down, I'm not going to fight Ronda Rousey, and then this match put together. And so that's going to happen now. Is gosh, we know it's going to happen. One of the members of the Riot Squad is going to come out, interfere. Ronda's going to dominate that person. Ruby Riott is probably going to come close to winning the championship. Ronda kicks out. Ronda then gets her in that Olympic slam thing that she does. It puts her in the armbar, makes her tap out. My only saving grace probably will happen is that probably Charlotte will come out and interfere. I don't think that will happen because it's quite obvious what they're doing now. They've suspended Becky Lynch for 60 days so they can draw heat on Charlotte Flair and maybe invest more drama into the match. So Ronda Rousey's going to win this match. They'll defeat Charlotte Flair, and somewhere down the line, maybe in the Elimination Chamber after the match, Charlotte comes out to attack Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey and Charlotte get into it, and then Becky Lynch comes out and intervenes, beats the holy hell out of both of them, holds the Raw Championship above her head. Security comes out and probably chases her out of the building. So yeah, that's my prediction for that. Sorry, Ruby Riott's not going to get anywhere near the championship.
Ruby Riot's another talent WWE's just burying. That's what's going to happen now. They're going to feed her to the UFC shark that is Ronda Rousey, and that's the end of that. So yeah, that's Rampage over. So yeah, Ronda Rousey to retain. And we're finally at the Women's Tag Team Championship match. This is probably the only match, or one of the only matches on the card that I'm actually looking forward to. So, we have 6 teams, 3 from Raw, 3 from Smackdown. We have the 2 members of the Riot Squad, Sarah and Liv. We have the 2 Samoan cousins in Tamina and Nia Jax. We have the 2 BFFs, Sasha Banks and Bayley. We then have Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, the 2 old members of Absolution. We then have the Iconics, the 2 Australian beauties in Peyton Royce and I've forgotten the name now. Anyway, the 2 Iconic girls. I forgot the name, how embarrassing. And we have the unusual pairing of Naomi and Carmella. So, this match, I think everybody would predict that Sasha Banks and Bayley are going to win the match and become the first ever women's tag team champions. But I don't think that's going to happen. If anyone's noticed, WWE likes to throw curveballs, and I don't think that's going to take place. I think 2 things are going to happen in this match, and that's why I like this match. So you're going to have the elements of Mandy Rose and Naomi had that problem with the whole the Uso situation where Mandy Rose has been flirting with Naomi's husband. And then we then have the Iconics just put in there just to add to the mix. And then you have the dangerous Nia Jax, who's literally a liability to every single one in the match. And you have an injured Sasha Banks. Bear in mind, Sasha Banks is injured. But is she really injured? What I think might happen is just the 2 things that are going to happen. It's going to come down to Nia Jax and Tamina versus Bayley and Sasha Banks in the Elimination Chamber to fight for the title. So everyone else will get eliminated and then 2 teams are going to be left. What could happen is Sasha Banks finally turns on Bayley, costing Bayley and Sasha Banks the match, and then Sasha was never injured to begin with. I feel like Sasha's a bit sour how her match with Ronda Rousey last month ended. Sick and tired of being held back, and she's sick and tired of being a tag team. So I think now they're going to push for Bayley and Sasha Banks to finally fight at WrestleMania. So I think Nia Jax and Tamina are going to predict to win the Women's Tag Team Championship if that does happen. If by any chance they do lose clean, as in like Bayley doesn't get beaten up by her tag team partner, Sasha Banks, then I think what's going to happen is they're going to wait for WrestleMania for Sasha Banks and Bayley to win the tag team championships. The women's championship, sorry. So that is my prediction. Nia Jax and Tamina to win, with the last 2 teams being Sasha Banks and Bayley and Naomi and Nia Jax, and Tamina. As for the rest of the other teams, I feel like this is just a way for them to tell the story for Mandy Rose to finally fight properly at WrestleMania. Naomi. Why Carmella's in this match, I have no idea. Once again, Carmella's another talent who hasn't got no direction. The Riot Squad are just going to be buried as well. So they're just fillers. So the main focus, I think, in this match is going to be Nia Jax, Tamina, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and then Mandy Rose and Naomi. Everyone else won't matter. That's my prediction.
So the next match is going to be the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, fighting for, I don't know how many times this has been now, the Lone Wolf Baron Corbin. I think everyone's kind of sick of this match, but there's one thing that I've noticed on this card. There's no Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is not fighting at all in this pay-per-view, which I find is quite weird, because in my last prediction video I said that Drew McIntyre was going to get pushed to the earth and then some. I'll get pushed to the moon, get pushed to the sky, get pushed to Pluto, and it seems like they've just buried him again. It's like they're slowly burying Drew McIntyre, and all I can see happening in this match is Braun Strowman and this. I can't even stand Baron Corbin, to be honest. I just feel like WWE have just made him a joke, and I can't take him seriously. So Braun Strowman's probably going to squash Baron Corbin, but in the same sense, Drew McIntyre's probably going to come out and get involved. Maybe Dolph Ziggler as well might come out and get involved. So there's going to be some, or Kurt Angle, sorry. Forget Dolph Ziggler. I forgot Kurt Angle's in this mix now. You know, Mr. Olympic gold medalist is going to come out. Probably come out and embarrass himself again. Get beaten up. WWE's using Kurt Angle like another joke. So yeah, my prediction, Braun Strowman to win with interference from Kurt Angle and Drew McIntyre. And guys, the last match on the card will be the WWE 6-man Elimination Chamber match. And latest developments of that match is, due to what Eric Rowan did to Mustafa Ali a few weeks ago on Smackdown, he's been taken out and has been replaced with... Oh, don't you dare be sour! Clap for your World Tag Team Champions, Kofi Kingston. So, the high flyer, Kofi Kingston, has taken over from Mustafa Ali, which I don't know whether to be joyful or to be just a bit disappointed in this, because really Kofi Kingston should have had a shot at the WWE Championship years ago. I don't know why they've left it so late. I don't know if this is the time, but anyway, apart from that, so we have now Kofi Kingston, Jeff Hardy, the WWE Champion, or the Eco Champion as I like to call him now, Daniel Bryan, the phenomenal AJ Styles, the Viper Randy Orton, and the Destroyer Samoa Joe, all in this match. And I don't know how this is going to go down. So, in my last match, in the last prediction video, I predicted that Mustafa Ali probably would go to WrestleMania and fight Daniel Bryan. Mustafa Ali's not in it no more, so that's been ruled out. And that's the reason for Mustafa Ali probably going to the Royal Rumble, winning the Royal Rumble, or going to WrestleMania, sorry, to fight Daniel Bryan, was because WWE wanted to get involved in the Saudi Arabian market a bit more. But that might not be the case now. So now with Mustafa being sidelined and shelved, I kind of feel that the WWE Championship match now is going to be held between Daniel Bryan or probably Randy Orton winning it. I hope Randy Orton doesn't win it. But I also made another prediction last month, and I also said it was based on what rumours I've been hearing, that The Undertaker was due to probably take on AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Now, I know a lot of people have been saying recently, well, that can't be the case because The Undertaker seems to have cancelled all affiliations with WWE on his Twitter page. He doesn't have down that he's down for WWE. There's also rumours that Undertaker might be going AEW, which I don't think is going to happen. If The Undertaker was going to jump ship, Undertaker would have jumped ship donkeys ago, lad. Before even half of these new generation of kids that are wrestling now, he would have jumped ship then. So I don't think, now that the man's 53, I think he is now, I don't really think he's going to jump ship and go to another company like Jericho has. Like, Undertaker should just retire and just fly up into the sunset. So if AJ Styles is the person, which I believe could be, to face The Undertaker, that means AJ Styles will not win the WWE Championship this Sunday. So my prediction will probably be Daniel Bryan or I would say Samoa Joe, but it's just WWE, don't really seem to be pushing Samoa Joe. So I think Daniel Bryan's going to retain. Yeah, I do believe Daniel Bryan is going to retain. And on top of that now, I can't really see WWE taking the WWF Championship off him now, especially now that they've gone through all the trouble of designing that new Eco belt for him, which I didn't like initially, but it started to grow on me. So I can't really see them going through all that trouble to make an Eco belt if they're going to take it off him just like that. So I think he's going to run with the title a bit longer. But having said that, if I remember clearly, when Naomi was SmackDown Women's Champion and she had the Feel the Glow belt where the glow was all glow and everything, the belt didn't last long. So I don't know, but I'm just going to go with it and say Daniel Bryan to retain the WWE Championship. And I think the last person he's probably going to beat in that match will be AJ Styles. AJ Styles will probably if what I think is true is going to happen, AJ Styles will be attacked by The Undertaker, and I think the reason for The Undertaker attacking AJ Styles is probably got something to do with Vince McMahon. Maybe Vince McMahon set The Undertaker on in. Maybe Undertaker will be healed this time. I don't know, but that's how I think it will go down. Daniel Bryan to pin AJ Styles due to outside interference from The Undertaker, and if it doesn't happen, irrespective of what happens in the match, Daniel Bryan to win. That's my prediction. So guys, that's been my prediction for the Elimination Chamber match this Sunday. I don't know how many of them actually will come out, because the last prediction I did for the Royal Rumble, like I said before, it didn't really go very well. But you know what? That's the beauty about predictions. They'll happen, they can't happen. But this time around, I kind of made my prediction based on how WWE are, and they kind of just throw curveballs. Things you don't expect to happen might actually happen. So let's just pray that I am the one that actually gets the predictions right, and you know, you guys can be like, oh wow, man like Fresh, you got it right for a change. But anyway, so that's the predictions done. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, share my channel, like the video, or even dislike the video, any form of attention is better than no attention, as I like to say. And then, you know, I'll just continue making videos. Let me just quickly apologise for the roughness of how my videos are. I do tend to stutter a little bit when I'm making comments. I do tend to kind of like, you know, go OTT. I'm still quite new to making these videos. I never used to make videos before, but I'm doing a series at the moment. So I'm doing my top 20s, and I'm also doing this as well for all the pay-per-views for WWE throughout the year. So hopefully, as the year goes on and I get a bit more confidence, I'll do better videos. So like I said, share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon at the next video. Take care, bye bye, and enjoy Elimination Chamber.